Yeah, and that would change my life was taking risks.
Exactly.
Shout out to my dog Slim. Is like, once I started taking risks, once again, I went to Switzerland, came here, it gave me that freedom. And you can't lose.
Right, you don't have to lose.
Because where you going to stay where you at?
That's exactly, you could always go back to where you're at.
Yeah, like, and people be worried about how people going to see them. Most of the people that's looking at you never moved, never did nothing.
Right.
So they laughing, what they laughing at? Look at
What
your
are they
fucking
doing?
life. Yeah, you
Exactly.
didn't even try nothing, bum. At least I went up and down and was trying to live life. Damn, you ain't did nothing. You worried about me yourself.
Exactly, just sat there and watched you.
Man, f you. I'm going to them. I'm trying everything. You know what I mean?
And something's going to stick.
Something guaranteed.
So if you have a mentor.
If you got a mentor.
Whoever
And you
been
give
through it.
you give a mentoring, right?
Yeah,
you give that mentorship.
Yeah,
to
I
them.
do. I give them that mentorship. And I told them, the teacher doesn't like that. If I give you homework to do, you can do your homework.
Right.
I give them homework to do. I give them things to do. Like, it's actionable.
Yeah.
Right. And so I've already been through the hardship, so you don't have to do it. So
Yeah. And that's why the importance of mentor, and we're going to get to that too. Like, can you break down the importance of having a mentor? Because you're going to either waste your money or spend your money trying to figure out things that somebody already done.
Exactly.
This could expedite it. So how important is it to have a mentor?
I wish I had a mentor when I started. When I first started my Airbnb business, I got fired from my job as a paralegal. I used my last $20,000 that I had in 401k to get 2 little studios in Manhattan. Nobody ever taught me about business credit. My parents didn't know anything about that.
Right.
So I just used my savings. So why would you risk your savings? And Airbnb was just starting out when I started.
Yeah.
And so I was in a brand new type of business and I took a risk. Thank God it worked on my end. It
sure.
could have also, I like to say, I could have ended up under the Brooklyn Bridge.
For sure. Could have been on Skid Row, Baltimore, like that one lady. Is that Mel? We end up like Mel ass.
So later on, as I started to scale my business, I learned about business funding.
Yeah.
And this is how ignorant I was. I would get stuff in the mail back because they didn't have like email. It was dinosaur age. This is like 2012, 2013.
Send them letters, yeah.
I would get stuff in the mail saying, you're pre-approved for this loans and stuff. And I would say, these people are scamming me.
Right.
And throw it in the garbage. And then one day I said, I'm going to call them on their bluff. I thought I was calling them on their bluff. I applied. And it didn't cross my mind that I had an income-producing business and people wanted to lend me money.
Right.
I thought they were trying to scam me. So they lent me money and I took that money. I got more properties in New York City and continue to scale. So I learned these things through trial and error.
Right.
No one taught me these things. So I tell people now, don't you dare risk your money when you could just fix your credit and get funding.
For sure.
And when you want to scale, you just use OPM. That's what the wealthy do.
Other people
So
money.
I learned the hard way, and now I teach my clients not to do that.
Yeah.
So it's very important to have a mentor. If I had a mentor, I would have invested my 20K in something else,
Yep.
gotten business credit, started my business, not so risky, and then scaled and using OPM. But no one taught me these things.
Yeah.
So now I teach people in my community these
And that's a blessing. You
Yeah.
went through those trials and tribulations to help
Yeah,
others.
yeah.
And there's people got to be, like I said, got to be more forthcoming with trying and learning.
Yeah.
And not being scared. You going to figure it out anyway. You want to
Yeah.
figure out fast, or you want to figure out the long way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And the long way is cool, but if you could expedite it, save you a little bit of bread,
Exactly.
why not do it?
The
Yeah.
one way, I like to call it the YouTube way. You YouTube yourself to death.
Yeah, YouTube University.
And then a year later, I have people who talk to me about my program. A year later, they're exactly where I left them.
yeah. Shout out
but
to
the
my dog
problems
Ben,
were
man. We talk
expensive.
about it all the time.
But the program's more expensive, like Fat Joe said.
Yeah.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yeah, like now you want to come back around.
It's not the same price no more.
I have people hit me with that all the time too. Like, hey, bro, like, I go on other people's podcasts and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. They be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna come back. I charge a certain fee for that. They be
Exactly.
Like, they be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna come back 2 months from now. Hey, price gonna be different 2 months.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I ain't gonna never stop. So don't think what I told you.
Exactly.
Hey, brother, you better get me now.
You gotta catch it while you can.
Man, I ain't got time to be playing with you. Ain't nothing gonna be stagnant over here, son of a. You scared? You pump faking? You want it or you don't? Because I ain't finna
You
stop.
got more cars to buy, damn it.
I ain't buying no more cars. I don't want.
Oh, you're
cars.
What are you gonna do? So what's your next projects?
I gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely
Real estate.
real estate.
Building.
Yeah. I want a building. So that's my next thing I really want to do. I want like a big ass warehouse studio for like podcasts and things like
content
that. Like
space.
content space.
Yeah.
A big one though. I want
So,
organic studios.
When I was in LA about 2-3 years ago, when I was just building my coaching business, there's a whole building like just for content, creators downtown LA. They're on Peer Space. They make a killing. I think I paid them like $500 for 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
And then when you do, people go in and do branding photo shoots, like branding, content creators and models and all sorts of content. Rent the spaces.
For sure.
24/7.
Yeah.
There's somebody there to check them in, check them out, make sure that they
Right.
leave, to make sure it's a great business.
That's what I want to do. But I want to have it like you. I still want to imply my models of having the cars too. So I would have cars. I want you to have all that stuff is there for you.
The things that make you happy.
Yeah.
That's why you do this.
But on top of that, people can come and utilize it. Come
Right.
take the cars and do content, shoot by the, you know what I'm saying?
And then you make money from your own,
Come
from
on
your,
now.
from your assets.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
different now. I'm
Yeah.
giving out my blueprint. Don't nobody try to steal it, but I'm thinking like that. I want a big ass guy. I want to be Elon Musk of this content.
Of course.
Yeah, I want to have AI little robots in that money
Right.
walking around eating sushi. Yeah, I'm gonna really do that. You know what I mean?
It's true.
That's my next thing.
That's
I
smart.
did all the monetary stuff.
Right,
I did
right,
it from
right.
the jewelry,
Been
the
there, done
cars.
that. Right.
That's out my system.
Right.
Now it's real enterprise.
Right.
You know, real wealth.
And monetizing what you have.
And then going back and get some business money using other people's money.
Yes.
That's what I want.
That's how you scale.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yep.
And so how can somebody get in contact with you so they could get part of this masterclass, get some of this mentorship?
So I'm on all social media platforms as Martine LaCroix. I have a YouTube channel. I have Instagram. I'm on TikTok, Facebook. Just type in Martine LACROIX and they'll find me.
Yeah, because I seen your Instagram too. You said something about people was like saying you were a scam or something. You were something. What happened with
People
that?
call me a scammer.
Yeah, can you break that down? Because I went through it too. They said to me,
call anybody. So I think people are so used to working 9 to 5,
Right.
that if you're a business owner, you're just automatically a scammer.
Right.
Especially if you look at this. Like,
Oh,
you've
for
got to be a
sure.
scammer. How could you be smart enough to know this?
Right.
So whatever. So I tell them, why don't you come to my free masterclass?
Right.
How can I scam you from that? And I'll teach you how to change your credit. At least I'll teach you to do the credit sweep.
For sure.
That's free. If your
that
credit
was
doesn't
legendary.
change, you can say she's a scammer. She's a
Right.
liar. If your credit changes, then you can come to more stuff. You have nothing to lose. So yeah, people just love to call people who are online scammers. It's just I think it's just the thing they do.
Yeah, it's
they don't,
part of it.
Yeah,
It's part of it.
I used to get so offended, but I don't get offended because I'm not a scammer. But
Yeah.
but I guess I don't get offended.
And how long
anymore.
you been into this?
15 years.
15 years? And how long you been like on social media doing this type thing?
I started in 2022, so that's when Airbnb kind of got shut down in New York
Yeah.
City. So I pivoted to coaching.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Because like I said, that's the same time when I was trying to get into it and it
Right.
crashed at the same time.
Right.
You know what I mean, I was in LA.
Right.
So like, I'm glad I didn't do that.
It's true. It's
Because I'd have
true.
put my money in that, it crashed on me. I'd be like,
Crash and then crash.
everything crashed anyway, so there'd been more crashes. Everything. So like, it is what it is. Like, I ask people all the time, what I should have done.
What should you
don't
have
leave me
done?
the fuck alone. Like, y'all don't,
Exactly.
what you would have done. Here, I give you the money. I give you $1 million. I had $1 million. Here $1 million right now. What you was going to do?
Property was really cheap during COVID.
Yeah.
So I wish I had done that.
Just bought some property.
Let me tell you a secret.
Let me
if
hear
you
it.
want to get started, like in Airbnb or even in rentals,
Yeah, I want them to hear this.
the Midwest,
Oh, for sure.
St. Louis,
Detroit.
Indianapolis, the Ohios, that's where you want to go.
Cleveland.
Yeah. So my goal is to purchase. You see how you're passionate about your cars?
Yeah.
I'm passionate about purchasing properties in the Midwest.
I like that.
They're like 185,000, 190,
Crazy.
and you can make 70, 80,000 dollars a year if you do short-term rentals.
For sure.
Or even midterm rentals, which
Yeah.
is renting out to medical professionals, whatever. But go to the Midwest, you could buy a bunch of properties very cheap.
Right.
And a lot of people don't think it's sexy because it's not Miami. But Miami's
Right.
expensive. So I tell
Yeah.
people, hey, if you weren't here or in New York City 10 years ago, you missed that boat.
Yeah,
So
so-
the new place to go is the Midwest. And it's so cheap, and there's a lot of traffic there. There's a lot of demand there, but
Because
people
that's
are not paying attention.
that's the more normal human beings.
Yeah.
Because people who live in Miami, New York.
Those
you
are
talking about-
people coming from
Yeah.
outside places.
And them is 1% of people like
Right.
that's got wealth and got real money. You even
Right.
live in these places.
Right, right.
So like majority of the country is
Right.
regular people.
Right, regular people.
Right.
They're in the Midwest, and nobody pays attention to it. So it's still underrated
Right.
even now. So stay away from Atlanta. I love Miami, but stay away from Miami.
Atlanta
It's
too.
expensive.
Atlanta used to be a spot too.
Yeah,
Now it's
stay
washed
away
up.
from New York.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's too expensive. The Midwest is the place.
What
to be.
about like Texas?
Texas is okay. Dallas is cool because Dallas has so many. They have business conventions there,
Yes.
and and Houston has energy companies.
Yes.
And a lot of the Fortune 500 companies are headquartered in Dallas, so it's a
Yeah.
great place to do business and to
Dallas.
purchase property. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew a lot of people moved to Austin.
Austin because Facebook is out there and
Yeah.
Google. So
Google.
but the properties are expensive in Austin.
They up now.
They're so
Yeah,
expensive.
because
I
of
would
those
go to
places.
Dallas
Yeah.
or Houston even.
I think Tesla is one of them places too.
Yeah, a lot of companies are headquartered
Yeah.
in Austin.
They don't
It made the
got-
properties go really high. So
Yeah,
if
because
you're
Houston
not
was
already-
a good spot
Yeah.
too for a second, but now it's
That's
up
the
too.
energy capital of the world is Houston.
Oh.
So a lot of energy business there. So those are great places.
They got the oil.
And they don't have a lot of regulations. I was telling your Cameron guy that
Shout out to my guy, Rod.
yeah, he's awesome.
Roger.
A lot of the red states do not have regulations.
Of course not.
Texas, Missouri's, Florida. So if you want to do Airbnbs in those places, they don't have those regulations. But the
Yeah.
blue states, I don't know why, they're haters.
They want you broke. They don't. You know the red state. Listen up. The red states. Them the businessman.
Yeah.
They know the loopholes. They know the gray areas.
I love
they,
loopholes. That's my favorite
They
thing.
live in it. You know what I'm saying? So all these politicians, all these rich white
Yes.
folks, they the loophole masters.
Yes, they created loopholes for each other.
Of course.
So now you got to go find a loophole.
Yeah, if we black in our communities tap into these loopholes, we gonna go through the roof because we know how to hustle.
Yeah, and we have to stop being followers.
Right.
Curve your own path.
Talk to them.
Right?
Talk to them about curve
your own path. If
Give
you
them something,
if you see
Martine.
everybody in ATL, that means you've already missed that boat. Go do your own thing in another market, and you could be that person who's the leader in that market. For me, I found after New York City got shut down, I found the Midwest. So do your research, find a market, and don't be a follower.
Damn, that's true.
Yeah.
Because if you're going where everybody's at, they're already there.
They're already there. You
if
missed
it's a
that
gold
boat.
rush and everybody going to San Francisco,
It's
you
not a
finna
gold
go
rush
to
no more.
It's over with.
You're supposed to be the person starting it. But that's the scary part. Nobody wants to be the leader.
Right.
They want to be the follower because there's less risk. But
True.
the benefits are higher if you are the leader and you carve your own path.